Bonnie Raitt is an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Her career started with her first album in 1971 and is still going. Her most recent album, which is her 18th, was released in 2022. She's mostly associated with blues roots in America and known for her striking red hair. Her peak of success came in the late 80s, early 90s. Hi, my name's Dan, and this was Bonnie Raitt's second album. And it's not my first encounter with it because before I started doing video reviews, I had a blog and I was reviewing a similar list, but it was only 1,000 long. And I got just under halfway through that list before I abandoned it and turned video and started using this list from acclaimedmusic.com. So this appeared on that list and got reviewed, and but I hadn't heard it before that. So I'd always thought that Bonnie Raitt was a country artist, and it turns out I was wrong. She's not particularly associated with country. Um, so this album was, although it got really good critical reviews, it wasn't very successful commercially. Three of these 10 songs are written by Bonnie, the others are covers, but are not well-known songs. And I would describe it as being Americana with variety. There's elements here definitely of blues, there's jazz, not kind of free improvisation-y kind of end of jazz, but especially the kind of New Orleans style of jazz. There's certainly the feel of New Orleans trad jazz, brass bands here at times. There's elements of gospel, there's elements of folk, and little bits of country, I think, as well, but not a huge amount. But especially in her voice. Her voice has a kind of country edge at times. And it's all mixed together in a great big gumbo. I use the word gumbo because of the references to New Orleans here, and I kind of think of this as big melting pot. And the band and the instrumentalists here slide in and out of the different styles quite effortlessly. So you'll find that it's kind of singing along in a bluesy style, and then there'll be an instrumental section, and it'll feel more jazz, and they kind of move around, and that's okay because, of course, it's okay. It's music, but it's okay because these labels that we have for music are quite artificial, really, in some ways, and so they're the attitude here is just all music. There's lots of guitars going on here at various times. I don't know how much of that's her. I'd like to know because some of it's very good guitar work. There's some brass, and there's, as I keep referencing New Orleans style, there's clarinet here that particularly emphasizes that New Orleans jazz sound. There are basses of various kinds, normal electric bass, there's upright bass in places, there's tuba playing bass in one track, which again emphasizes that New Orleans feel to it. Occasionally there's use of bongos or congas or both, kind of hand percussion, as well as normal drum kits. And there's just a huge variety. Apparently there is a large list of instrumentalists who are involved in this album. It's nicely played and it's nicely recorded. It's the kind of music that I really like. I listened to a remastered version, and I don't know how good the original version is, but the remastered version is really nice. It's clean and great feel to the recording. Occasionally, when she's doing kind of more folky stuff, it reminds me particularly of James Taylor. There was one song where the starting acoustic guitar work sounded very James Taylor to me. Or Carly Simon is another person who's like that. So if you like James Taylor or Carly Simon, you might very much like this. If you like blues, if you like singer-songwriter stuff, to be honest, it's not really labeled as that because she's not written most of the songs, but it's got that kind of variety to it. But kind of with a definite slice of Americana here. So I want to talk about her voice. And what I don't know is why her voice didn't hit me so much the last time I reviewed this, because this time round, my feeling is that her voice is superb. It's really nice. It's clear. It's versatile. It's really accurate, but it's also quite expressive as well. There's some good ornamentation in here. There are times when I go, "Ooh, that's nice." Just a nice little bit of there. So my favourite singer of all time is a British woman called Sam Brown, who had a big hit in the 80s. I've reviewed one of her albums as a new release earlier um, on this channel, and Sam Brown has been known to use very similar ornamentation to this. So I don't know if she copied it from Bonnie Raitt, but I liked it. It was good. If there's a weakness on this album, I think it's the songwriting. Not that the songwriting's particularly bad, but it's not particularly special either. The songs are generally about love and romance mostly, um, which is, yeah, they're fine. Okay, there's nothing to really complain about there. I do feel though, if there had been also, as well as great music and great singing, some really good songwriting, this could have elevated this album to something really quite amazing. As it was, I did really enjoy it. It's a great album, and I listened to it twice through, and I've obviously got more out of it this time reviewing it than I did last time because I've got a higher score than I did by quite a bit of a bump. So um, maybe that indicates it's a grower. There we go. I like this album quite a lot. What do you think? Please talk to me through the comments. And that's it from me for now.
It seems like such a long time since I held you in my arms and felt you close and warm beside me. Another night is getting late.